What's up guys, Shockwave640 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the high-grade Universal Century Unicorn Gundam. And, well, here it is in all of its magnificent glory. And, to be honest, I don't really much care for this picture of the Unicorn Gundam. It just seems kind of weird, like the lighting. The lighting is a little bit odd, but, anyways, it is the RXO Unicorn Gundam in its Destroy mode. The full Cycloframe prototype mobile suit. Here are its little stats if you are interested in all of that. Coming down to the bottom is a high-grade Universal Century of the 1/144th scale from Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn, the anime, of course by Bandai. Coming to the back, you got some pictures of the Unicorn Gundam on a Gundam high-grade display stand, which is not included. You got the back view of the Unicorn Gundam, some things and stuff that it can do. You got a nice picture of the Unicorn Gundam model kit in a super special photo, I guess. I'm assuming this is its bio if you want to go ahead and read that. The color guide for the paints and such. Opening it up, you've got some more pictures of things that it can do, and this is the other high grade you can get in its unicorn mode, which I do want to try to get. And there you go, you got the picture from the anime. You got the pilots. And then the instructions just move on. Just check mech9.com if you actually want the instructions to build this guy. So moving the Unicorn Gundam off to the side, we're going to take a look at the box here. And you have a gorgeous picture of the Unicorn Gundam right here. Shooting around, and you can see it is in its full destroy mode. To the bottom, Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn. You got its full name going on there. You got a little stamp right there. This is a 2009 model kit. Some stuff and things I can't read. The artist's name is usually somewhere at the top. I guess like that's it up there at the top right there. High grade Universal Century. This is number 100 in the high grade Universal Century line. Get some things and stuff it can do. I guess a short bio or a rundown. It was 1,800 yen, so about $18. Full destroy mode, blah blah blah. Front and back views of the Gundam itself. A little bit of a bio and some short text specs and its on-screen appearance. And here is the model kit itself, the high-grade Unicorn Gundam. I'm going to bring the camera down a little bit so we can do our size comparisons. There we go. So set the Unicorn Gundam right here. And for our first size comparison, we just have Deluxe Class Hardhead. So you can have a mainline comparison of the sizes here. Unicorn Gundam is taller. At the head, it is taller than Hardhead, but a lot thinner, as it is supposed to be a faster mobile suit. Here it is with the high-grade Universal Century Sinanju, which is a much bigger Gundam at the head and just in overall bulk, and actually a much better model kit, to be honest. But I'll get into that if I ever end up reviewing this guy. So moving him off to the side. This is the main villain of the anime, whereas the Unicorn Gundam is the main hero. And here's another Gundam from the same anime, I believe, the high-grade Loto in its tank and robot modes. So you can see how tiny it is compared to the Unicorn Gundam. So there is that. Moving those off to the side. Now let's actually get in and take a look at the details on the Gundam itself. So moving on to the head here, you can see it does have green eyes and a lot of clear red. It's like a clearish pink, but whenever you actually put it on, it looks more like red, like it's supposed to be. You have the yellow V-fin there, which of course is supposed to be white on the back, but it's not. You can't always paint it. You got the chin and the face going on there. The stickers are a little bit off because they are actually kind of falling off. You have the green camera there. Didn't come with a back camera, but it's kind of too small to put a back camera there anyways. Coming down to the details on the body, the front skirts, his arms, shoulders, cannons on his shoulders, coming down to his legs, and you can just see how everything just kind of opened up whenever it transformed. You got his knees going on there, coming down to the sides of his legs, backs of his legs, and his feet, which also did transform a little bit. Coming to the back, you can see some thrusters in there in his back skirt. See his backpack kind of transformed a little bit. Very cool, very cool. I do quite like it. Getting a little side view of his head there. So you just see how that looks. This V-fin is huge as well. kind of gets in the way of some things. But there we go. I'm going to go ahead and do the articulation first, and then we will get into the accessories. So articulation, the head is on a ball joint, so you can get some pretty good wiggly-waggly movement. The actual ball joint itself can move, not really up, but it can move down, and the neck is on a hinge, so you can get him looking up and down as well. I'm going to move the head to the side to do the shoulder articulation. The shoulder is just on a hinge right here, as you can see. Right in there, you can see it's just on a little pin and a poly cap right there, or post on a poly cap. So just swivel. This section here of the shoulder that has a little gun on it does move up and down right there, and the actual arm itself can move about that far up. It's about as far as it's going to go. If you rotate it a little bit, this contraption right here does get in the way. So moving that down. He does have a bicep swivel, and he does have a kind of have a swivel right below the elbow, but it's not actually meant to do anything. About 90 degree, no, a little bit over 90 degree of bend right there at his elbow. His hands are on a ball joint, so you can rotate them and do that. He does have a waist swivel. His waist does have a little bit of a crunch as well. The front skirts are on a ball joint. They were joined together, but you can cut them, except mine are really loose. The back skirts are on a hinge, and the side skirts are on a hinge, and the back skirts do nothing. And you can swivel the side skirts forward and back. His legs are on a ball joint, so they will go that far forward, about that far backward. They'll go that far out, and you can use the ball joint and get some swivel. So that is very cool. Bringing that all down, like so. His front skirts are loose. Coming to his knee, he does have about that much bend. I did make a little modification because originally his knee joint was like that, but I cut a little bit of something in there, and now he has that little bit of extra bend right there. If you actually came in here to his knee, and if you cut this white section right here that's got the little thruster that's in there, if you cut that out and made a little square, you would get a full deep bend, but I'm pretty sure that's pretty much enough in terms of knee bend, but if you want more, you can do it. This section here is on a hinge. His feet are on a ball joint. They can move side to side. It's on a big ball joint in there. And you can get some nice ankle pivot. You can get some rotation. Don't think there's any other articulation in the foot. I think that's just it. Yeah, that's just it. Okay. And that's pretty much all the articulation for this guy. He's not incredibly posable, but he's not a static brick either. You can get some nice poses out of the guy. Now, excuse me, I have been sick for the longest time. That's why none of my videos have been coming out. Now, accessories. Other hands he comes with two hands for holding weapons, the standard high-grade Gundam holding hand weapons. And then he does come with a trigger finger hand for his right arm. So he can hold his gun, which right here, very, very cool looking gun. I do quite like the details here. You see the clip molded in there. Does have a little sticker there for the scope. Very nice long barrel. To get him to hold this, you're just going to take the trigger finger hand and split it there at the knuckles and split it here at the thumb. And you can see there are some stress marks. So do be careful with that post or you might end up snapping it. And then you're just going to, let me get him out of the way, he's throwing off the focus. He's going to wrap the hand around in there. So you get the finger where the trigger is supposed to be. Come in here, close that up. Try to get the fingers tabs back together. It's easier if you get the thumb first. Where is that? There we go. There we go. I think we got everything. No, it's not coming together for some reason. Oh, that's about as good as you're gonna get it, but there you go. And you can come in and pop off his hand there. Pop this new one on. And there you go. You can have the Unicorn Gundam holding its beam rifle. So very, very cool. I do quite like the way that looks. I mean, there's not really much I can complain about. The gun is just the clip is supposed to be blue, but I don't really care. Another thing you can do with the gun as well, which is kind of cool. I'm not going to bother taking the hand off just because. He does have this handle right here, so he can hold it with 2 hands. And he also has this little section right here, which you can bring up, just like so. And you can tab this. You can see on his arm here, there's little holes there and there. And you can use that to plug the gun under his arm. You're not supposed to plug it in facing that way. It's actually supposed to plug facing the other way, but I like to do this because it gives him a big arm cannon, except the hand is still attached to it. So that does look quite cool. I do like the way that looks. You can also use that same tab and plug it in right there. So that way you can store the gun on his back like that, if you wish to do so. I'm setting the gun off to the side. Other accessory that he comes with is the actual clip for the weapon. You can see it's just standard clip, can't really do much with it. It does have a tab right here, so you can plug it on to one of those little slots there on his back skirts to have him store that there. I'm not going to bother because those things fall off all the time. His next accessory is the shield, which is very nice looking. I do quite like the way the shield looks. I think these right here were stickers. I don't remember. Nope, never mind. Okay, these aren't stickers. I always thought that those white pieces were stickers, but nope, they're not. They're actual white pieces of plastic. You can see how the way that looks right there. How you equip this is you just have this little adapter piece right here. You plug it into that poly cap, and using those same holes on the arm, you can clip this shield right there. And now you have the shield on the side of the arm, like I like it to be, and it is also on a hinge, so you can rotate the shield and do what you wish with that. Pulling that off, there's another thing you can do with this shield. Pulling off that attachment, he has this little attachment right here. And what you can do with this is you can plug that in there. Using the tab on this backpack, you can actually store the shield. Got to turn it to the side a little bit. You can actually store the shield on his backpack as well. Just like that. Which I also think is a nice addition to store the weapons. You can store everything on him at once, except for obviously the hands and for the piece right here. You just put this on his back, and then you can either have him holding his gun, or you can have him storing it on the back of his arm, whichever one you prefer. I usually actually prefer to have the shield and the gun equipped at the same time, because he doesn't come with any actual beams for his beam sabers, which I'll come to that in. Actually, I'll show that right now. Right here on the side of his arms, you can see he has these little pieces right here, which can fold forward, except they do come undone because they're not actually on a hinge. It's just a friction joint right there. Put that on backwards. So you can fold these forward, and you can have wrist-mounted beam sabers. So if you have any beam saber any Gundam comes with, that's just a standard beam saber. You can plug that in there, and you can have little forearm beam sabers. So bringing that back down, and the same thing with these beam sabers right here. He can actually hold these. They do fit into his hand. They do fit into the holding things hands, as you can see. A little bit loose, but they do fit in. And if you have your typical beam saber, then you can plug them in and use those beam sabers. So very cool. I do quite like that that is included with the actual model kit. So he does have the beam sabers. He just can't exactly use them because no beams are included, which is strange because he comes with all that clear plastic and no beam sabers at all, which is strange. I mean, I honestly don't know why they decided to do it like that. But anyway, that's pretty much it for the Unicorn Gundam. There's not really much else to talk about other than saying what stickers it had, like forehead camera, the eyes, the white on the top of these cannons here on the shoulders, those are stickers, and the little lens on the gun right there, the little camera on the gun. Those are all stickers, and that's pretty much all the stickers that he has. So, I mean, it's great. It's a good model for about $20 is about how much I spent for mine, I believe. He's a nice, decent size, but one of the things I do want to say about Gundams is, personally, the way I think of it as is the smaller the Gundam, the actually better quality it is. Because this Gundam, this thing falls apart. You just look at it funny and it starts to shatter. I'm surprised it hasn't been falling apart during this review. Same thing with the Sinanju over there. They just fall apart so easily. They're just so big. Same thing with my Silver Bullet Gundam. But then you've got small Gundams like the RX-78 too, and they're just solid and they feel like an action figure instead of like a fragile model. Yeah, it is unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. So if you are going to buy Gundams and if you are going to get into them, I do highly recommend smaller Gundams. Not just because the smaller Gundams, some of them look a little bit more boring, but just because you can actually fiddle with them and have fun. So if you do like to actually play with your toys. So anyways, now we're going to move on to the voting. So as always, there's an eye right up there at the top of the screen, and today we have Transformers Titans Return Rewind, and we have Transformers Cybertron Wreck Loose. I think this is like their Legend class Wreck Loose, or Legion class. I don't remember what the actual class is called. I'm going to have to look it up a little bit. But this is Legion class Wreck Loose. So you can see who you want to be reviewed the next time I get the chance. I am still a little bit sick, so it's kind of been hard to power through this review. But again, the eye is up there at the top, and you can choose who you want to be reviewed. We got Titans Return, Legends Rewind, and Cybertron Wreck Loose. So whatever you want to see reviewed next, click that button and vote. And well, guys, I am Shockwave640, and this was the high-grade Gundam Unicorn Full Destroy Mode. And well, I'll be seeing you later, my little Logicons. Thank you so much for watching. Peace!